Welcome back, campers, to episode 70 of the Scaredy Campfires. Tonight we wander into places that feel familiar, but aren't quite right. The kind where something small is off, just enough to make you question if you ever truly knew it all. Tonight's story comes from Reddit user who recalls a quiet, stifling summer night in a vast villa where something strange quietly unfolded. A door that shouldn't have moved at all, yet somehow did. Amid the heavy stillness and exhausting heat, a small but deeply unsettling moment broke the silence, leaving a lingering mystery that has haunted their thoughts for years. When I was a kid, around 12 or 13 years old, something happened that I still think about every now and then, even as an adult. I've never forgotten it, and the older I got, the more I tried to analyze it logically. I want to share the full story exactly as it happened. This took place in June in the country where I live. June here is brutal. No wind, no breeze, just humidity, heat, and absolute stillness in the air. The kind of weather where even the air feels dead. Back then my entire family was traveling abroad. My mum and siblings were out of the country, so it was just me and my dad living alone in our villa. We didn't have a maid at the time, and the villa was big and very quiet. It was a long, exhausting day. We woke up around noon, and my dad went out to do shopping, groceries, household stuff, heavy items, and since he had recently undergone heart surgery, he wasn't allowed to lift anything heavy, so I was the one carrying everything, moving things from the car into the house, putting groceries in the fridge, even carrying water barrels. By the time we finished everything, it was around 9 p.m. on a Friday night. Friday was my favorite day as a kid, our last weekend day before preparing for school. I was extremely tired, my whole body felt like collapsing, but I didn't want to waste my Friday night by sleeping early. I wanted to play PlayStation. My dad went upstairs to sleep. He always slept early around 9. I finally finished all the work, entered my room, and literally dropped on the floor from exhaustion. My room door was open, so I could hear anything coming from upstairs. While I was lying there, eyes half closed, my dad suddenly called out from upstairs near the stairs. He said, "Khalifa, don't forget to close the door. The main door is still open." I was so tired that I honestly said out loud, and I swear this was the most sincere, tired prayer I've ever said in my life. "Oh Allah, please send a Jinn to close the door for me." I truly said it from exhaustion, almost joking, but also desperate. About 6 to 7 minutes later, I forced myself up to go close the door, but when I reached it, the door was already closed. I froze, not just slightly pushed, fully, properly closed. I immediately called out for my dad, thinking maybe he came downstairs, even though I knew that he would be impossible because 1. I would have heard him on the stairs, and 2. He was exhausted. 3. He had heart surgery and avoided moving too much, and he had just gone to bed. I went upstairs to check his room. It was dark. I saw him sleeping. When he heard me enter, he woke up slightly and asked, "Who is it?" I told him, "It's me, Dad. Did you close the door?" He said, "No, isn't it your job to close it?" I told him it was already closed. He paused for a moment and then asked, "Is there something wrong?" I lied and told him no, just checking. But that night I was terrified. I checked the villa, thinking maybe someone was inside, but nothing, no signs of anything. The villa was huge, empty, quiet, and the whole neighborhood was quiet too. We live in one of the safest countries in the world. Our area is extremely safe, and we know all our neighbors. For years I kept thinking, how did that heavy iron villa door close on its own? Because that door is not easy to move. It's huge, heavy metal, and the handle is stiff. It cannot close from a breeze. Even strong wind wouldn't close it. And in June in my country, there's absolutely no wind at night, not even a light breeze. My dad told me the next morning, yes, the door was fully open when I saw it, so the timeline was clear. He I saw it open. Minutes later, I found it closed, and I never touched it during that time. For years I thought maybe it was supernatural, but when I grew up, I formed a different conclusion, the one I now believe. I think the door was actually closed originally when we entered the house, but someone must have opened it while my dad was upstairs and I was in my room. My dad saw it open and called me, and before I got to the door, that person closed it again and left. It sounds scary, but honestly, it makes more sense than the door closing by itself. Why? The door is way too heavy to move on its own. There was no wind at all. My dad saw it open. I found it closed. Nothing was stolen. We didn't hear anything. And the neighborhood consists of villas that all look extremely similar. Same architecture, same door style. So maybe someone mistook our villa for another one. Maybe a neighbor's guest. Maybe someone looking for the wrong house. Maybe someone confused by the identical doors. Maybe someone opened it, realized it was the wrong house, panicked, and closed it quickly and smoothly. I don't know. The strange part is that I live in one of the safest places on earth. Break-ins are nearly unheard of, and the villas don't share the same keys, just the same design. So I still don't know how someone could have opened our door unless it was unlocked, just shut normally without the key. Sometimes I think, was my prayer answered in some strange way? Not by a jinn, but by a human who coincidentally closed the door? Or was it simply someone who entered by mistake and left? I'll never know. It's a small incident, but it stayed with me my whole life, and I still think about it from time to time, even today, because we never get strange stories where I live. It's really rare for something like this to happen in my neighborhood, or even in the whole country. I just wish we had cameras to see what actually happened. The eerie calm of that night, with its heavy air and unexplainable movement, invites questions about what really closed the door. Was it something unseen, or simply a shadow slipping silently in the dark? Even now, long after the strange June night, the user finds their mind returning to the locked villa and the door that moved without a breeze, whether it was an answered prayer, a mistaken visitor, or something else entirely. The silence that followed only deepened the mystery, a quiet moment forever etched into their memory. That wraps up episode 70, campers. If something ever feels almost right, but not quite, trust that feeling. Some things don't need to be understood, only avoided. Stay by the fire, where things remain as they should be.